The 1065 Consecration of Westminster Abbey, a pivotal moment in English history. The 1065 Consecration of Westminster Abbey represents a cornerstone in the historical and cultural development of England, marking the culmination of an unparalleled architectural and spiritual undertaking spearheaded by Edward the Confessor. Let's explore the historical, political, and theological underpinnings of the Abbey's consecration, situating it within the broader framework of medieval Anglo-Saxon society and assessing its enduring significance as a symbol of religious and royal authority. Historical context. Edward the Confessor's reign, 1042 to 1066, occurred during a rare period of relative peace and consolidation, yet it was far from devoid of challenges. The residual effects of Viking incursions lingered, requiring vigilance in defense and diplomacy. Edward faced internal tensions as well, particularly navigating the competing interests of powerful earls such as Godwin of Wessex. Additionally, his Norman upbringing created a degree of alienation among some Anglo-Saxon nobles, necessitating careful political maneuvering to maintain cohesion within the kingdom. His governance, shaped profoundly by his formative years in Normandy, was characterized by a deep religiosity that permeated both his personal identity and his public policy. Edward's decision to commission the reconstruction of St. Peter's Abbey at Westminster into a monumental Romanesque structure reflects this duality, serving both as an act of profound personal devotion and as a calculated assertion of royal prestige. The construction of Westminster Abbey was driven by intertwined motives, spiritual aspiration and political pragmatism. By establishing a grand ecclesiastical edifice, Edward sought to underscore his piety and secure his legacy within the Christian framework of salvation. Politically, the Abbey's proximity to the royal palace underscored its dual function as a site of divine worship and a monument to monarchical power, intertwining the spiritual and temporal realms. The endeavor reflected Edward's ambition to position England as a cultural and religious equal to the great kingdoms of Europe, a vision that necessitated unparalleled architectural grandeur and craftsmanship. The consecration ceremony. The consecration of Westminster Abbey on December 28, 1065, represents the culmination of Edward's vision, albeit one overshadowed by the king's failing health and impending death. Edward's deteriorating condition not only prevented his physical attendance but also shaped contemporary perceptions of the event as both a moment of divine fulfillment and mortal fragility. The juxtaposition of the Abbey's grandeur with Edward's declining vitality underscored the transient nature of human achievement, lending the consecration a poignant, almost premonitory significance that resonated deeply with those who witnessed it. The ceremony, attended by a constellation of ecclesiastical and noble dignitaries, marked a profound moment of unity between the church and crown. Its timing during the liturgical season of Christmas imbued the event with additional theological resonance, symbolizing themes of renewal, grace, and divine providence. Liturgical rites during the consecration embodied the medieval church's emphasis on sanctification, with elaborate blessings and invocations designed to purify the physical space and consecrate it to divine service. The Abbey's dedication to St. Peter, the apostolic gatekeeper of heaven, reinforced Edward's aspiration for spiritual intercession and his claim to divine legitimacy as a monarch. This act of consecration, in aligning Edward's earthly rule with celestial favor, set a precedent for the Abbey's enduring association with royal authority and spiritual sanctity. Architectural significance. Westminster Abbey's Romanesque design signified a departure from traditional Anglo-Saxon ecclesiastical architecture, reflecting the influence of continental aesthetics and engineering techniques. Characterized by rounded arches, substantial stone walls, and intricate ornamental detailing, the Abbey epitomized the growing cultural and technological exchange between England and Normandy during the 11th century. Edward's patronage of such an ambitious project underscored his intention to position England within the broader context of European Christendom, reflecting a sophisticated understanding of the interplay between architecture, theology, and political identity. The scale and intricacy of the Abbey demanded exceptional resources, both in terms of materials and skilled labor. Imported Caen stone from Normandy exemplified the high-quality materials utilized, while the construction process relied on the expertise of master masons, carpenters, and sculptors from across England and the continent. Advanced techniques, such as the use of Romanesque ribbed vaults, underscored the innovative architectural approaches that defined the abbey's design. Its soaring nave, richly decorated cloisters, and innovative structural elements were designed not only to inspire awe, but also to manifest the divine order, reinforcing the theological narrative of a cosmos governed by God's will. Though much of the original Romanesque structure was supplanted during subsequent Gothic renovations, its foundational principles laid a template for ecclesiastical architecture that endured. Political and cultural impact. The consecration of Westminster Abbey represented a strategic assertion of monarchical and ecclesiastical power. By establishing the abbey as a royal mausoleum and the locus of coronation rituals, Edward ensured its integral role in the perpetuation of royal authority. This association began with William the Conqueror's coronation in 1066 and has continued unbroken, cementing the abbey as a symbol of dynastic continuity and legitimacy. Culturally, the abbey became a nucleus of intellectual, artistic, and devotional activity. It hosted scholars who contributed to the development of theological thought, while its scriptorium produced illuminated manuscripts of exceptional beauty and sophistication. Artists and craftsmen were drawn to its construction and embellishment, creating intricate carvings, stained glass, and decorative works that reflected the abbey's spiritual significance. These endeavors not only enhanced the abbey's prestige but also positioned it as a hub of cultural innovation in medieval England. Its construction and consecration catalyzed an influx of artistic talent and theological scholarship, transforming it into a beacon of cultural and spiritual innovation. Over time, Westminster Abbey evolved into a repository of national memory, housing the remains of monarchs, poets, scientists, and other luminaries whose contributions have shaped the trajectory of English identity. The Abbey's consecration also marked a significant evolution in the conceptualization of sacred space. By blending liturgical function with monumental architecture, it encapsulated the medieval synthesis of divine worship and earthly governance, creating a space that resonated with both spiritual transcendence and political authority. This duality has ensured the Abbey's enduring relevance as a cultural and religious touchstone. Edward the Confessor's legacy. Edward's association with Westminster Abbey profoundly shaped his posthumous reputation. His canonization in 1161 by Pope Alexander III was a pivotal moment that transformed the abbey into a major pilgrimage site. The establishment of Edward's shrine within the abbey not only solidified his status as a saint but also elevated the abbey's spiritual significance, attracting pilgrims from across Europe. This influx of devotees enhanced the abbey's prestige and its role as a center of religious activity, intertwining Edward's legacy with the broader ecclesiastical and cultural identity of medieval England. The abbey's consecration marked the beginning of its role as a locus of national memory and identity. Over successive centuries, its architectural grandeur and spiritual significance have rendered it a microcosm of England's historical evolution. From its role in the coronation of monarchs to its status as a repository for the nation's most illustrious figures, the abbey encapsulates the continuity of English tradition and the enduring interplay between faith and governance. Enduring legacy. Westminster Abbey endures as a preeminent symbol of British heritage and identity. Its origins in the 1065 consecration reflect the visionary scope of Edward the Confessor and the broader currents of medieval Christendom. The abbey's role as a site of royal ceremonies, including coronations, funerals, and weddings, underscores its continued significance as a space of national unity and historical continuity. In its architectural splendor, theological resonance, and cultural prominence, Westminster Abbey remains a testament to the enduring power of faith and vision in shaping collective identity. The 1065 consecration represents not merely a historical event but a defining moment in the synthesis of spiritual aspiration and political ambition. As the Abbey continues to serve as a stage for the nation's most significant events, it stands as a living monument to Edward the Confessor's legacy and the enduring impact of his extraordinary vision. Thanks for listening. Like, comment, and subscribe to Medieval Chronicles 1066 for more journeys back to the Middle Ages. Stay curious.